Oh boy, what a day. I wasn't expecting this. I came in here today and I just said, oh yeah, I'm gonna make some content, but this turned into a movie. This turned into a seminar. My goodness, which I am not complaining about. I am very happy about that actually. Very, very happy about that. Hello, my name is Eliany. Today I have a very, very exciting video for you. I sit down with the most respected tattoo artists here in Central Florida, and we talk about how the tattoo industry has either evolved or regressed. Now, both gentlemen that I'm sitting here with today have two different opinions. Also agree in certain points which are very crucial, and you get to see me in the middle. You get to see me in the middle discussing their differing point of views, their experiences in the tattoo industry, how designing has changed. They took my spotlight and I'm perfectly fine with that. They speak about the principles in which tattoos begin with, maybe some things that we've lost throughout the way, whether the tattoo industry has evolved or regressed, composition, body flow, anatomy, wisdom, lots of wisdom, only pure wisdom. They've all been in the industry for over, 15 years. I really don't know, but a very long time. How long have you been here? 20 years?
Like in the tattoo industry?
Yeah.
20 years in April.
Okay. He used the analogy of a movie in different scenes, and when you have a moving scene, when animation would be a film. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna let him explain it because I can't use words. I can't word right now. So you'll see.
Let's say film, for example, right? Where the director wants you to focus on a person's face, the cloaking of them, like the fabric of them is secondary, right? It's a quick thing that your brain doesn't even register, like what's right, what's wrong, like it's in movement. You'll never see it again unless you pause it on that motherfucker and you're like, that doesn't look right, right? This is paused for fucking ever, dog. It's engraved in pause for fucking ever. Whatever scene you're trying to create, it's on pause.
And then Benny was mentioning the use of AI, but not necessarily having AI do your entire design, more so pinpointing it to specific areas of the design in which you need help with. And then he said he asked ChatGPT, how would you finish this piece after he's already created it? That was pretty cool.
And the AI is just filling in gaps for me. So it just depends on how you're using it, but everybody's gonna have their own usage for it. I might be stumped, have a design, I'm like, man, I don't really know how to fucking finish this. But, I run it by the AI, hey, how would you finish this? And chat just knows, man.
That's
chat
crazy.
Just knows, the all-knowing chat, bro.
That's crazy.
With Sammy, he mentioned the importance of pretty much sanity, the human side of our craft, which is why we have our craft in the first place.
You gotta stay balanced.
Okay, that's different. That's a different. These guys were like, no, this, yes, that.
No, that's
so
because
you're like, just peace and love.
I feel
dude.
like that becomes more than the politic type of shit. If you free it here, you free it in your heart. It just becomes different, I don't just sell my art, I sell my personality. I give people who I am. Know that it's not a lifestyle you're trying to be, it's a lifestyle that you are,
That was the original OG that we were supposed to make this video with. But I am not mad at what happened either, because Benny and Legion did a great job, and I think he's gonna do a great job too. What do I want to talk about? Being here? You want me to spill the beans already? This is my third day here. Okay, artist review for Fallen Sparrow. Transparent, honest, the truth. Here's the truth. This is a cult. I'm kidding. Honestly, this is fucking awesome. I love it here. I genuinely love it here. I know it's only my third day and I think the people are dope. Super cool shop. Coolest fucking shop I've ever experienced. Coolest shop in Florida. The team is fucking dope. Excuse my French. I'm happy to be here. I'm honored. I'm grateful. So I'm finishing up my first book, which I'm so excited about. The book is about self-development. Oof. like a year. Yeah, I think I started it last year. I want to talk about the tattoo industry. So I started tattooing when I was going to college. I taught myself how to tattoo. And then I finished college, or I didn't finish, I dropped out of college, to be quite frank. Then I did an apprenticeship, and then I started tattooing. And so when you're in the beginning, of course, you're new, you don't know anybody, you don't know what's happening. So I thought that it was this grand thing and so like hard to get into, and that the circle of the top artists was so tight and small, and it's a lot more attainable than you would think. There are prerequisites, of course, to getting that, and that's involving becoming a decent artist. And while some people say that presentation does not matter and the way that you dress or carry yourself or speak doesn't matter, I think it does. I genuinely believe that the way in which you present yourself to this world matters, the way in which you speak matters, and depending on how you do that, I think is going to dictate the opportunities that are presented to you. Now, that's my opinion. Some people may differ. We've also been talking about bringing back certain things like Flash. I think indecisiveness is still a very popular theme in humanity, and so bringing back Flash would be sick, because most of us do custom work now. It also makes me wonder, like, what if getting rid of all of that is what has slowed it down? I think life is about an experiment. I think business is about experimenting and, of course, setting systems and keeping them if they work. But if they don't, then you gotta experiment and see what works, and adapt and adapt and adapt and adapt and continue to adapt. It's the only way to stay alive and grow and not only survive but thrive. Not only in business, but in personal life. It's funny how we ask for greater things in life and then we get them and we're like, oh, but we didn't want all that responsibility with it. We didn't want all that maintenance. Well, maybe we should think about what we really, really desire before we desire it, and think about the process involved, the steps, the requirements, the person that one has to become to not only attain that, but maintain it.
I'm camera shy.
Camera shy? You rather not? Okay,
Nah.
we can get you a ski mask.
No.
He didn't like the peer pressure. It's okay, I shouldn't be peer pressuring people to do anything that's bad. Bad example. He's not coming back. I'm gonna hear waiting for him. He's not coming back. Back to the tattoo industry.
I'm hoping this doesn't air at all.
I got this plastic wrap bullshit on me now.
No, you can't tell.
Really?
No, you can't tell.
You can't tell. The camera can tell.
Maybe. Welcome to another episode of Two Guys, One Clip.
Two guys on the couch.
Oh.
That shit don't sound good at all.
No, it does not.
Make way.
Okay.
Moana. Okay.
I was thinking Prince Ali.
This mic is tickling my neck.
Isn't it nice?
You kind of like it.
All right.
It's like a
Last
bunny.
time I was like blocking
little
it by
rabbit.
mistake every time I like turn my head, and I'm like trying to keep my chin up.
Always keep your chin up.
Right.
Always. Okay, tattoo industry, how it's changed. Go ahead.
Let them know, bro. Let them know. Plus, also, fun fact, we've both been doing it for the same period of time,
Same amount
about
of time.
19 years. So yeah, we've seen the transitions.
I think so. There's things that like when they change, it's usually for progression. I think that you can argue it's progression with the changes that have happened now, but in reality, if you start digging into like what is happening to the industry, I don't think it's progression. I think it's a really, really terrible regression
Name a
that we're
specific
going
example.
through. AI,
Oh,
off fucking top.
you use it.
Bro, I use it very, very fucking rarely when it's 4 a.m. and I cannot find anything else. Not as my first choice.
So that would be like
Never
the
as my
top
first
thing that
choice.
bothers you.
So because of AI, the artists have, it's like an umbrella thing, right? So it starts with the AI, or perhaps it starts with the lack of knowledge. I don't know which one is the first step, but everything else trickles down from it. Because AI, or vice versa. People aren't designing for the body anymore. People are designing for white sheets of paper. I don't know if maybe that's the iPad, the progression of the iPad, you know, as a tool where we design off of. So there's a lot of things, again, that we are claiming them to be progression, but in reality, it's a regression for our industry. Great for the fucking time, great for you to make your money quicker, great for you to bust out designs a lot quicker, right? So there's progression in that, but regression in your art. So whereas before we would have the understanding, right? Like you, when you were going through your apprenticeship, you did tribal, you did all that shit, right? So you understood flow of tribal. You had to draw the shit on, right? You understood the flow of traditional tattoos when you drew the shit on, right? Now, because people aren't even fucking taking the size of the human being they're about to put the tattoo on into consideration, they're just saying, fuck it, it's a white sheet of paper and everybody's kind of like the same outfit. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm short that I understand that one size fits all does not fit all, right? But one size fits all does not fit all. You can't design for a fucking petite chick the same way that you would design for a 300-pound man. It's just not gonna be this, not only in design itself, but the sizing, the flow of it. This dude's arm is gonna be a lot flatter. Her arm is more tubular. She might be fit, he might not be. So you have to take into consideration like where the arm, like the flow of the muscles go. This dude is just flat, but he still has like that like arm fat on both sides. So there's still shape to every single person, right? So I always say it like this: if you take, I'm just fucking going off here, right? But if you take, like, if you go to prom or if you've been to a homecoming, right? You go out and you get tailored for something that you're only gonna wear that one night that you can take off. The skin, you can't take off. Why the fuck will we not tailor our tattoos for a skin, your bodysuit? You can't take that shit
Now,
off.
hold on, let me stop you right here. Because I feel like in my 19 years, that's kind of like, tattoo artists having the lack of artistic ability has always been a thing. Like most of them, and before I even became a tattoo artist, I had this idea that tattoo artists were really just the artists that never made it. They got out of jail, they went and started tattooing, and old school, for the most part, that was kind of the case. I just feel like back in the day, it was really no different. You think about it, that little heart with thorns that they would just plop into the middle of their arm. Nobody was really taking fluidity into account unless you were doing a large tribal or something that floated the body. But even then, on most of the artists that I knew coming up, and you have to at least admit it, I mean, you're different, so you're speaking for yourself. But the progression of the actual community, the tattoo community, I feel like for the most part, 60 to 70% of most tattoo artists don't even draw. They just trace, right? And I guess if that gets the job done and you make money and you have clients that come for you, then, you know, do you.
So you're saying that on the larger pieces, people will take flow into account based on every convention that we have been to and every convention that's out there. There is zero of that shit taking place.
Not at all, because they're cutting it off.
Right.
Right
It's
at
a
the
fucking
line.
straight line. Like, so clothing, like that shit has seams, right? It's a start and a finish to a fabric, right? And even like the patterns and all that, like these people here, they did a great job at like trying to make sure that this flows into the next side, so it is continuous, right? There isn't any of that whatsoever anymore. People are designing for white sheets of paper,
Right.
where a fucking seam is straight down the middle of the leg, and then they'll plop another one on the inside, straight down, and now you have this fucking seam that you're trying to figure out what to do with, right? And so I disagree. I don't think it's taken into consideration regardless of the size of the tattoo, regardless of like the project that you're about to embark on. It's just not. It's not. And that's a regression. That's not a progression
You
to
would
the industry.
attribute that to AI.
I would attribute that to the introduction of the iPad, because the iPad on Procreate, you can't take any measurements of your person. You can't plug in any measurements. That's why I use the Surface. On the Surface, I have full Photoshop, and full Photoshop allows me to plug in all of these measurements for the person,
Well, Procreate also has the 3D models where you can like plop an actual tattoo design on a
but
3D
not at
model.
size, not to
Not
scale.
at size, not to scale.
Right.
No, no, no.
That's a problem.
But you still get a sense for it. And look, and for people like you and me, we're veteran artists, so I can take a concept, and as long as I can see it, I can probably make it to scale myself, or I can take my marker out and start flowing on that if I really needed to. Whereas the artist or the tattoo artist that doesn't draw at home or doesn't love it enough to actually create art, just tattoos, they don't have the same reference points on fluidity and art in general. They're really just tracing, copy and paste. So there's, again, like if there's a market for that, people are going to the people, then, you know, but it is kind of disappointing though.
But then that's why you're seeing like the 3 inches of fucking black, like just solid black, nothing at the ends of everybody's designs. It's just, I don't know what else to do because my fucking design finished here. AI didn't give me any more to fucking work with. Black, I guess it is. Because I still have body part left over on both sides. Because you're designing for a 2D plane for a 3D body. It doesn't fucking go. I'm not saying draw everything the fuck on. But if you at the very least took measurements of the person that you're about to like have this sacred fucking like exchange with, like that's what you're doing. You're putting art on somebody for the fucking ever. That's sacred, man.
For the
You know?
ever.
Yeah, and so like for you to like not at the very least want to make that shit fit that person, to me it's not only robbing yourself, it's robbing the client, it's robbing the industry. Like it's not progression. To me it's not, man. And again, I understand, like you can shit a fucking bear playing poker with a fucking rabbit all day on AI, and it'll take me forever to fucking do, right? But the other thing is, on the other side of that, is that people aren't designing and then searching for a reference to fit their design. People are just saying, generate this shit, however it fits, it is what it is. So that storyboarding, like that we used to have, right, before you put this image onto the person, that's not existent either. You're just reliant on AI to create the storyboard for you of whatever scene part you wanted to capture. That's
But
not
this is
progression to me.
inevitable, isn't it? You know, if you have a tool like that available and you know that the majority of tattoo artists aren't actual artists, why would they not? Of course, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And I myself use it. But as an artist, I can take parts of it, use it as reference, take the other parts of it that I actually really fuck with. And the AI is just filling in gaps for me. So it just depends on how you're using it, but everybody's gonna have their own usage for it. I might be stumped, have a design, I'm like, man, I don't really know how to fucking finish this. But, you know, I run it by the AI, hey, how would you finish this? And chat just knows, man.
That's
chat
crazy.
just knows, the all-knowing
That's
chat,
crazy.
bro.
That's crazy, bro. No,
I
man,
swear
like,
to
I'll
God.
sit there and I'll try to figure out like what
But you
else.
can't just use it like the way it gives it to you. You have to manipulate it. You might get 6 fucking fingers.
So that's the other thing is that like I've also seen people that like there was an artist, right, who
Shall remain unnamed.
unnamed, but there was wings, and you know when you look at wings, like you know exactly what you know exactly what wings are supposed to look like, right? And it just wasn't winging. They were winging it. You know what I'm saying?
boy.
And so it wasn't like, because you know you have your layers. You have like your little tiny ones, and then you have your mids, and then you have your longs that like they do this like U thing, right?
Right.
It was just like there was zero order to them, like to the feathers themselves. But again, you see it at quick glance, and you're like, yeah, that's what feathers look like. Yeah, that's what wings look like. You know? Yeah, that's what hands look like. Yeah, that's what muscles look like.
The general
But then when
idea.
you get into it, yeah, that's what clothing looks like. That's what drapery looks like. But then you get into it, and you're like, this is not what it looks like at all.
Right.
That's forever. So unlike let's say film, for example, right, where the director wants you to focus on a person's face and the cloaking of them, like the fabric of them is secondary, right? It's a quick thing that your brain doesn't even register like what's right, what's wrong, like it's in movement. You'll never see it again unless you pause it on that motherfucker and you're like, that doesn't look right, right? This is paused for fucking ever, dog. It's engraved in pause for fucking ever. Whatever scene you're trying to create, it's on pause. And so where you can pick, right, like what you want your viewer to kind of like look at in your tattoo, those secondary areas are still very, very on still. While they work at quick glance, right, when you're just, yeah, that design looks good, this fits exactly what I need. It's a fucking, the bear with the poker, right? It's perfect. Meanwhile, like, the bear has 3 arms. It's got fucking, the cards don't make sense. Like, you know, there's just things that don't make sense within the scene that when you do tattoo it and you don't have that, like, understanding or recognition or even give a fuck to be like, this isn't right, let me change this. That's when I have a problem, and that's when I'm saying it's a regression, it's not a progression. Artistically,
I mean, like, I could
regression.
be in the middle of a tattoo and forget a thing that should have been corrected during the stenciling process, and I'll correct it right there on the spot. But again, that's because, you know, I've been doing it for a long time, so I can look at it. Oh, it should have been like this, and I can just freehand it on there with the tattoo machine. Like, it doesn't need a marker or anything like that. But I guess a younger person would just panic and just go with whatever is there, right?
I don't even think it's panicking. I just don't think there's so much going on. You know, like, when you get into a tattoo, there's a lot of things going on, right? You gotta worry about the person's skin. Is your fucking machine working today? Because sometimes it's just like, I don't want to flow ink today, right? And so you have like all of these factors going on, and on top of that, you're forced under these conditions to create a perfect fucking piece that you can't erase, right? You can't erase any part. You can't fuck up. And so you're just, at this point, you're just copy pasting because it's the simplest part of your job, right? You're copy pasting. You don't got to think, right? And so with all the other shit you're thinking about in your head, don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. There is no space for a younger tattooer, like you're saying, to be like, oh shit, this, oh shit, that.
I will also say, to add on to that, that the other factor is like, so when tattoo artists start to become heavily booked, and they have like a tattoo a day, and maybe every one of those days are like pretty complex tattoos, you start thinking a little less about those little nuances, and you get caught up in, okay, I got to just get a design ready for,
I don't know,
for this
bro.
situation
I think
here.
in the same way you told me I was talking for myself, I think you did. Bro, I design I have a huge project every single
What
day.
I do is I try to work on my designs like a week, like the
I'm
week
the night
of.
before, bro.
No, I'm the week of.
I'm
so
like 4
on my
a.m.,
2
I'm like,
days
ah.
off, on my 2 days off, I look at what I have for the week, and then I start fucking around with some designs. And for the most part, I usually already have a concept months in advance. And so the concept is there, I just have to put it, I make my life a little easier. I have like, it's momentum at this point. It's just a routine, and it works. It gets the job done. But even then, most of the time, like whatever it is I have to do to get it to flow, which we've had this discussion before, I usually don't worry about until it's time to make it transition and make it flow. I can just focus on the image because of all the detail that's involved. I don't want to spread myself thin trying to elongate it when I know that this is going to take me forever to do.
See, so that's what we've talked about, is that like that person, because you do such good work, that person naturally, and it's work that looks like no one else's. Right? That's the bigger part. Because of that, I wouldn't be able to just add on to your shit. You'll be able to tell, right? And so because of that, you know that person is going to come back to you.
Right.
So realistically, those transitions that you're not taking care of or even thinking about in your design process for that piece, you're fucking your future self, because your future self is not going to have to worry about how the fuck do I blend this shit now into this shit without creating a black bar. Right? So
I don't do black bars.
I know. I'm just saying, but like for the most part, that's what the transitions are, just black fucking bands,
Which I've seen
or
it
color
is highly
bands.
annoying.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like this cut
No.
off. So you went down the whole leg, and it's really just a line going down. There's no flow, anything. It doesn't even have to be transitionable. It
And
does
these
have
shits
to
are
feel like
winning
it
first
caps
place,
off.
man.
Yeah, they're winning
These
first
shits are
place.
winning best of show,
Yeah,
man.
because what they're relying on is the quality of what's inside that straight box, right?
Right. So then we think tattooing and the application of it isn't the full of tattooing.
Right.
That's not it. Flow matters. So I asked her to look at that Hook Spalding A to Z book. First few chapters before you even get into tattooing is flow. That's the foundation of tattooing.
Proper placement on the body parts, stuff like that.
So you know these things, and so
But you had to learn that in the early days.
you would have had to.
You had to.
But
And
that's
even
what I'm
if people
saying.
didn't execute it well, you still
Regression.
learned it.
Not progression.
Right.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with that. Where you at with that, man?
What's up, girl?
Oh boy,
We did the whole interview for you.
that was beautiful. That's it, guys. Mic drop for the both of you. I don't have much to add. I mean,
Okay.
there's different perspectives. It's a different world. I think tattooing now is a lot more focused on money.
And narcissism.
And communism.
Oh, fuck.
Cut that part
I'm
out.
I got PTSD, guys. I'm sorry.
It's about to start the revolution. But I'm not saying that you
But I think it's
can't-
mass production now. I think it's turned into mass
Right.
production. And so with that comes the sacrifice of other things in order to be able to mass produce, because that requires a certain time frame and quantity
I don't think so, man.
to
I
push
think
out
that's
in that time
full,
frame.
like-
Which I don't agree. It shouldn't be that way, but it
No.
simply is how it's, I think, revolution lies towards. But I don't think it should be that way. I don't.
No,
I
I
think we're
disagree, dude.
designing
I
for the
design
body.
every
it's,
single night.
it's,
Large pieces, full fucking sleeves almost
Like
every
we're
single
n-
night.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there is, I can mass produce a fucking sleeve. I do that every single day.
You're
Like
an
I do a certain
artist.
style,
People come
right?
in
People
here and
come
they're
to
not-
me for my style. It's something that not a lot of artists can do the way I do. I would make the same argument for you that you have a very distinguishable style that really I haven't personally seen too many people do it quite like you. So there goes the big difference there. Not everybody could be Legion.
No, and I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying I like my art is.
But they should
the
aspire
way.
to be Legion.
No. But I'm not saying like my style, my art is the way. I'm saying like
I think it is.
that's the tattoo way, man. Like that's.
Well, you got to understand, like
That
somebody
shit
like me,
basic,
I take notes
foundation.
off of your shit, right? So when I
Same.
see your fluidity and you see maybe the way I approach certain things, we're feeding off of each other. And this is the magic of the world of tattooing and
Right.
why I don't agree with private studios, for example.
Same.
I don't agree with
Regression, not progression.
Regression.
Right.
Yeah, you're one of them.
100%.
You're one of them, girl.
Yeah,
But you leveled up already, so now you're progressing.
Welcome to the side of the
Right,
world.
because what happens is you isolate yourself in a room, you're by yourself, and I've done this before. I've worked at a shop where you had your own room, you closed the door, and I felt so secluded, isolated from the world. I like the barbershop feel of a tattoo shop where everybody's talking their shit and everybody kind of feeds off of each other's energy. I walk around, I see what everybody else is doing. Oh man, I like that shit. Or maybe you got a style I don't have and I want to learn a little bit more about it. It's a lot trickier when when you're in a either private studio or you're locked into a room where you now have to knock on the other artist's door. It just feels completely, there's no family there.
Right.
There's no
Right.
charm there.
Right.
You guys are good. You guys are good. The reality of this is them brainwashing me into staying here for a long, long time. That's what this is.
Yo, the fucked up part is you were very persistent to get your ass over
Yo,
here.
for real. For real.
You know.
You did it, buddy.
The artist in you was screaming for more arts, more artists. You needed that in your life.
I did.
This is how you progress.
I know,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm here. That's
Yeah.
why we're here. Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
All right.
This is beautiful. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Progression disguised as regression. Words of the wise. And, you know, technology is created so that we evolve as humanity. That's the whole purpose of it, right? So why are we allowing it to regress our artistic nature? Interesting. Okay. And nobody's talking about this. We are now. We're here to talk about it.
What's up?
What's up, Sammy? How are you doing?
I'm living the dream, you know.
We were talking about,
What are we talking about?
tattoo industry evolution or regression. And what do you think? How do you feel about it? Do you think it's progressed or regressed?
It's elevated to a different level that it takes a certain, I guess, phase of people's lifestyle of where they gather, where they see themselves in the world of tattooing. I myself am like in between the old school and what I've learned from old school and from what I see out of the new school, which I respect a lot because I see some amazing art out there and everything. So I got a respect for both. It's really nothing really terrible about it other than the lack of originality, you know? I feel like when somebody's following the trend or following a lifestyle of somebody else, I just feel like it's not their personal stuff. And if they're not going to be that personal, how personal is their art? And when it comes to people bringing their ideas and collabing their ideas with your idea, your vision, their vision together and everything, like that's a different type of level, you know, like that comes with experience. Have to have respect for it all, you know, that way I could just learn from the new and respect what was given, you know, what was taught. Just stay in the middle ground, it's fairgrounds of things. That way you gotta stay balanced.
Okay,
You know?
that's different. That's a different. These guys were like, no, this, yes, that.
No, that's
so
because
you're like,
I
just
mean,
peace and love.
I feel like
dude.
that becomes more than the politic type of shit when it comes to stuff. If you free it here, you free it in your heart. Just becomes different, you know.
Okay, elaborate on that.
I mean,
How
I
does
just
that
feel
apply
like
to your professional life and your
getting to you know, collabing personality with personality. I don't just sell my art; I sell my personality. I give people who I am. I don't sit there and sugarcoat stuff just to get a quick buck or anything. You know, I don't do it for money. If I did it for money, I could do any other type of things. You know, but it's a passion. Know that it's not a lifestyle you're trying to be. It's a lifestyle that you are. You know, it just comes natural. You know, like if it doesn't come natural to you, then maybe it just becomes, you know, something that is just a hobby to you. Enjoy what you do, you know, love it, and don't worry about money. Don't worry about what it's gonna change, what it's gonna become, and anything. You know, if you worry too much about stuff like that, I mean, it might be a helping tool to others, but
doesn't help you out.
it doesn't help me out. Nah, I'd rather the help I get is, you know, the person I'm chatting, the people that love my work, the people that want a painting from me, the people that want just any grasp of like anything that they want. Is just like, and being part of that, that's what I apply to my art, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's just it's a good sofrito in life, you know.
Do you think the principles have changed in the tattoo industry from the beginning to now? Like the main priority in which we focus in, for example, Legion was talking about in the design, you want to consider flow of the body, anatomy, of course, and then each specific person.
Applications.
Versus now it's like you see these art pieces winning best of show, and it's just one single like block, like only the side of the leg, no flow of the body included in there.
Well, to me, I mean, when it comes to elaborating your art out to the world and you're doing it to showcase the world, to see, you know, to showcase your talent and everything, you have to give it all. You have to show your very best of the best, and you know, but that's if you're doing it for that, you know. If you're doing it, you know, you're mixing what you love to do in it. I just feel that if you, I don't like to get lost in the sauce with the other things, you know, like I'm not a camera person, I'm not like, you know, I just let my art speak for itself, and then the people speak for the art. And then if my name comes up, and thank you, you know, like, you know, that's just the way I flow. But, you know, for others, I mean, I think it's a great thing, you know, people get their name out there, they get to showcase their beautiful art and the passion that they show for it and everything. I mean, it's great. And if you can somehow, like, don't forget your roots.
That's super important.
You know, don't forget your roots. You know, mix it in a little bit. You might be surprised at what you get. You know, you get to enjoy it a little bit more. You know, instead of being too worried about it's only 24 hours in a day. It's not enough. You know.
Yeah.
A little. That's all.
100%.
Have fun with it. You know.
100%.
Oh, and that's all. I don't get too much into the politics of it. It's just gotta love what you do.
Yeah.
That's it. Keep it soulful. Keep it in there, you know? Yeah.
Keep it human.
Keep
right?
it human.
Connection.
Stay human,
That's
folks.
important.
Don't be a bot.
Well, yeah, don't be a fucking dickhead. Excuse my French. We were talking about the loss of human connection in general. I forgot with who and when, but some time ago with somebody, we were speaking about how you can easily and effortlessly. Oh, my client. When I was doing I don't know if you were here. I was doing the whole side.
Yeah, it's in the rib piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking if you're gonna base it out today. You're gonna finish it today. You're like, I don't base it out. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. No, finishing that. I'm gonna try to finish the next session.
Nah, don't put the client through it. Don't put yourself through it. Just work at your pace. You know.
Yeah. Just take it easy.
Take it easy on them, and it'll get done. It'll get executed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You gotta execute it, you know. It's nothing about finishing stuff fast or anything like that.
I know.
You know?
I always say that. I do always say that, but Also, some things just take me way too long to do. Like, and then I'm losing out. Like, I'm putting myself behind.
I see.
I'm missing out on like money making content because I don't. If I quote you for something and it takes me a lot longer, I usually don't even charge.
Well, that's why, yeah, that's why you gotta know the balance between charging a client either per day, per hour, per set piece. You gotta know the difference of how you play out the piece. That's why it's good to have consultations. You know, you get to meet the client, feel the piece, know the piece, recognize the piece. Once you design the piece, it'll give you a little bit of average of what it might take you on tattooing, especially if you know yourself, if you time yourself. I really don't time myself. Some people say I tattoo smoothly and quickly and painlessly, and I'm like, you know what? I don't look at it like that. I just let the machine do all the work, and you just gotta guide it and execute. You don't put a time on execution stuff. You just have to like really just stay focused on the piece and do what you gotta do. Get to work, but don't rush to work. Don't think about it as like I lost time, I lost money, because then you're taking your mind somewhere else. You just stay focused on the piece. Don't feel the pain. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a little bit. It's a learning lesson. Well, now I learned that not to charge by the hour or charge by the hour instead of a set price and stuff like that. That way you don't hurt yourself more and stuff like that. But it's a learning process. You'll get, that comes with experience. Sometimes I charge people according to their attitude. You know what I'm saying? They give me a shitty attitude, I'm gonna give you a high ass price. You know what I'm saying? But no, other than that, just keep it real with them, and they'll keep it as real as they want, for their pieces. They got to carry this shit forever, and they want it done right, and they expect you to get it done right. But, the old saying, good tattoos ain't cheap, and cheap tattoos ain't good,
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to work your pace, do your thing, and enjoy it, It'll all come together.
Fingers crossed.
I think don't worry too much.
Being here, you guys
Stay
already have
focused.
helped me so
Yeah,
much.
if you stay focused on what you
gonna be
want to
fine
do,
here.
you'll be good. You'll do just fine.
Okay. Wow. What so much wisdom for today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. This is beautiful.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy, guys. Love you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
Sammy.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, let me not
so much
steal
wisdom.
your...
My brain is going. Whoa. Well, that was fun. I'm curious to see what my face looks like throughout that whole. I feel like I was getting lectured. Well, there was a part in there that there was a part in there that I'd rather not speak on, but this was fun. Maybe we'll make this happen again. Fortunately, there are places who maintain the same values and the priorities like places like Fallen Sparrow, where the initial, I don't know if priorities would be the right word, but I suppose the initial focus in the entire process of tattooing, when tattooing started versus now. Well, now I really have to think about the title of this video. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next video. My name is Eliany, and today I was with Legion, Benny, and Sammy here at Fallen Sparrow. See you next time.